Now, welcome back to Prospect Hub. We're going to get into the players of the week for the first week and the second week of the Mets minor league system. This is from Amazing Avenue. There are some guys that did not have a good week, by the way. Jonathan did not have a good start, has not had a good start to his season. The Brooklyn Cyclones have gotten off to an 0-3 start, but it's 3 games. Here's what Amazing Avenue says: the Mets minor league players of the week 2, and week 1 and 2. Let's get into Hayden Senger. Well, we saw him last year with the Mets and how he played. Can't hit. But the first week, he played in 5 games, 17 at bats, hit .412, hit 3 home runs and a double. This is about as good as it's going to get for the guy from Whole Foods. If these trends continue, Hayden Senger is on his way to being the greatest hitting catcher of all time. Odds are these trends are not going to continue, but that sure would be fun, wouldn't it? Hayden Senger isn't exactly a guy who's known for his bat. 46 games in Syracuse last season, he hit .218 with 5 home runs. At this rate, if Senger plays 46 games this year, he's on pace for roughly 27 long balls, and if he plays the entire season, he's on pace for roughly 84. The 29-year-old was drafted back in 2018 at Miami University. He's been with the Mets a long time, of Ohio, and in the first few years of his professional tenure with the Mets, he's getting roughly a full-time catcher's load, averaging 85 games in 2019, 2022, and 2023, and playing 61 in the COVID-delayed 21 season. When he made it to the upper levels of the minor league ladder, it became apparent that his bat was a little bit too anemic for the levels, and he lost out on a lot of playing time, primarily relegated to backup catching duties. Last season, he got a quick cup of coffee when Francisco Alvarez began the season hurt. But Luis Torrens eventually emerged as the better of the pair due to his better bat. Now, Sanger was on the Mets' opening day roster last year. While the unlikely chance that Sanger's a .412 hitter from now on until September, it's likely the backs will remain in that role that he settled into over the last few years. Better performance in Syracuse may buy him some more playing time, and depending on how well he does, could even theoretically get him some major league playing time if certain factors line up. But we know who the minor league veteran is at this point. And his strength lies in his defense, ability to handle a pitching staff, and his baseball intangibles, not his bat. Random outlier seasons are obviously possible, but odds are Senger will regress. The type of organizational guy you want in your system for everything else he brings to the table, except his bat. He will be there until the next big player. And he's going to play a lot. But not as much as he probably would want now at his age. Let's have a few catchers in the system. Chris Suarez in Double-A, but he's a bit of a jack of all trades. Okay, here's the other player that had a good week. Cam Tilley made his professional debut. He pitched 5 innings, gave up nothing, gave up a walk, struck out 6. And that's in Double-A. He had this is a big start. I mean, this was a big deal. Not bad. They screwed this up. He didn't start at Double-A. Duh. Actually, last year he pitched in Double-A. I'm sorry. He pitched 1 game in Double-A. I'm all right. Not bad for your first professional game. Towing the road for the St. Lucie Mets against the Palm Beach Cardinals. His first ever start as a member of the New York Mets organization. 22-year-old right-hander threw 5 no-hit innings, walking 1 and striking. They screwed this whole thing up. He pitched last year. Tilley was drafted last season out of Auburn, where he threw 2 uninspiring seasons, primarily in relief. Mets selected him in the 7th round, and he signed for $397,500, roughly $150,000 over the MLB assigned slot value of $254,000 for the 223rd overall pick. Based on reports and evaluations at the time, the 6'2", 205-pound right-hander possessed a force-pitch repertoire featuring a 4-seam fastball, slider, curveball, and splitter. His fastball sat in the mid-90s fastball, topping out at 97, and featured high spin rates and above-average vertical-induced break. The slider sat in the low 80s and featured spin rates in excess of 3,000 RPM, giving it late gyroscopic slice. His curveball sat in the upper 70s and also featured high spin rates but lacked the bite that his slider possesses. The splitter sat in the low to mid 80s and featured late tumble. In a vacuum, all of his pitches looked good, but the right-hander had trouble commanding it, particularly due to the break on them and partially because of the crossfire and his 3-quarter delivery. Looking at StatCast data from the start for better clarity about Tilley as a pitcher, you realize a 4-seam fastball, changeup, cutter, slider, and curveball. His fastball was thrown for 78% of the time. Skip this part. It's very technical. Let's just say he had a good week. As is the case with any pitcher, these numbers and trends may change throughout the year, as Tilley is still only a developing pitcher, but is literally the beginning of his baseball journey. Yeah, I mean, it is hard to sort of track a guy who had his first start professionally. But he had a good start. A very good start. Again, 5 innings, gave up a walk, and that's it. And he struck out 6. It's pretty good. They don't break down the balls to strikes, though. That's the only thing they don't have in this this whole thing. That's the only thing. So that's the thing you got to keep. They don't have it here. Probably should look it up on the box score. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. And of course, please subscribe to the Prospect Hut, and I'll see you later.